of being sneaky. So what is it? And what is the purpose? How many of us watched the Pink Panther? I think did we all love him? I loved the Pink Panther. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And I wanted to play the saxophone. A buddy of mine and I used to sit around and talk about our goal in life to become cat burglars. We imagined ourselves as children climbing up the side of a glass building, cutting the hole, going in and getting the jewels, jumping down on the rappelling ropes and running away. And of course we're dressed in black with masks and creeping down the street. So what is it in real life? I'm not a cat burglar. But you heard the story about the Audubon, and it makes me realize that any art of being sneaky requires an accomplice. And in that case, actually the accomplice was man. So I think about that, and I think about some other stories, and one I have to share with you is the birthday cake that my mom made for Mem's first birthday in Alaska. Now, for me, this was a traditional recipe. Typically cupcakes. It's a fudge cupcake with cream cheese filling and chocolate chips across the top of it. And I have come to know these since I was a child. I love them. So this is the first time I've ever seen this from my mom. She made it into a birthday cake. So we have a birthday cake of which Mem gives me a tiny little slice. The birthday cake gets put away in the pan, saran wrap over it, but Mem goes downstairs. I'm looking at this birthday cake on the counter in the saran wrap. It's looking back at me. And I look at my mom. Dad was out of the room. Mom's there. She looks at me. I look at the cake. I look at my mom. I look at the cake. I look at my mom. And these eyes won't betray me. So I reach for the knife. I have a big old knife ready to cut into this cake, and I pull back the saran wrap, and Mem comes up the stairs. "What are you doing?" And I froze. I was looking at the cake. Like we were old friends. I was just looking at him. I put down the knife and then ran. More recently, Mem has been studying a lot of English at UAA. She came home the other day and was reading in her book and asked me what it is, the phrase stacked the deck. She was reading in literature about something, and the phrase was somebody had stacked the deck in their favor. So I explained that this was a saying that meant to give yourself an advantage, and the basis for that saying was from cards. When you go to a deck of cards, you can arrange the cards so that you'll win the game. And Mem stopped for a moment, and I realized what I had already said. And so she asked me, "When we play cards, have you ever stacked the deck?" I won't do it again. So from then forward, she likes to deal the cards. Here we go again with the accomplice. She's dealing I'm ready to deal the cards, and she says, wait, I'll deal the cards, and why don't you go to the kitchen? Well, I'm okay with that. Where do you think all her Valentine's chocolate is? This is the accomplice. This is what it takes. But in my opinion, the best sneaky or tricky thing I have ever done, by far the most important, was when I went to Bangkok and said, I just happened to be there. And I was staying in a part of town that just happened to be where Mem's office was. And I met Mem and tricked her into marrying me. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you.